All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Yellow, there's a wall right. 50 to Mike, 15.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Kelsey, such a valuable part of this offense. Made the Pro Bowl the last 4 seasons. 2018 being the most productive when he went over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a great relationship between he and Pat Mahomes off the field. Very good friends, attended a bunch of high-profile sporting events together in the offseason, and that chemistry, it certainly shows on the field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. LaShawn McCoy, the 31-year-old running back, his first carry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Easy. We got 3. Kill. Yellow.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They get Elton Jenkins, the 2nd rounder from Mississippi State. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Flying in to blow that play up, Alex Okafor. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. No. Motion. 50's the mic.
In his own end zone, it's Mahomes. And Mahomes is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And they'll get him down right around the 16. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
From the 16, Rodgers setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Steps away to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Zadarius Smith. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
It's now 3rd down.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fielded just inside the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 2 at their 48-yard line.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And Adams has it complete. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
A gain of 15.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
After one, it's 9-0. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
On play action, now Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
4 yards. It's now 4th down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will bump up the lead again to 12-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run it with McCoy. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop.
31's the mic. 15. 30.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dayon Buchanan gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
They're not ready for this. They still, hey, Charlie, y'all playing the wrong.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I like the play action there on 2nd and short, partner. You try and convince those safeties you're going to run for it. Hit them with that play action, looks like a run, and then try and go over the top. Didn't work, but I like the play call.
The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. He's crossing. He's checking crowd. Joker.
They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
It's important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Rodgers on target to Valdez-Scantling. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 2nd and 1, Mahomes. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Well, with Damian Williams, it's notable that the Chiefs didn't make a play to go after a big-time running back in the offseason. The coaching staff said back in May they didn't want running back by committee. They trusted Williams to be their starter. You remember last year he was forced into the starting role the final 3 games of the season due to attrition, and he really excelled. And then he was excellent in the playoffs against the Colts and Patriots. Strong indicator that he was ready to be the bell cow. On play action, it's Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd and a long way to go. Mahomes, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. They got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Yellow. Go on, 80. 44. Here it comes. Here it comes. Spoke to Mike. Mike spoke. Hey, 43. 44 to Mike.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this one's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
44, Mike, 44. On, hey, 57. Spoke to Mike. Mike spoke. Let's make it.
Mahomes to throw once more. Being chased out left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yellow.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down again. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying some.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
It's just me and you.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You the 50.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they get. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Za'Darius Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
On play action, Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey, you block over here.
Throwing now is Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line.
You kill it, motion me out. Under 10. 10.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Kendall Fuller in on the stop.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 13-yard line.
1st down, Packers.
Stop your whining.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Rodgers going to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Geronimo Allison, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the 1st half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive. And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 at the 19. Now here's Mahomes. He finds McCoy. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the Packers' 15-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's McCoy. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Hitting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Yellow. Hey, let's get this,
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
Yellow. Let's go, Lane. Let's go, defense. Who we got?
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Watch the boot, watch the boot. 46.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. This for his running back, McCoy. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Let's get it.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. We own them.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And the kick by Butker is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Jones. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Rodgers now off the play fake. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Rodgers to throw. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Rodgers now to throw. And he completes it to Hunt. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They go back to the ground with Jones. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Packers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll run again with Hunt. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with 4th down coming up. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A very solid gain of 27. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Mahomes now to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones, and he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
don't forget today.